Go to Slough now, the only place in our area, the only place really in the south of England in Tier 3. Tan Desi is the MP for Slough. Morning, Tan.
Good morning, Andrew.
Has the government made the right decision?
Well, look, first of all, I think what we need to say is that Slough's been placed in Tier 3, and we know that we can't be complacent about this virus, which has already had a huge toll on us, as we've discussed in previous weeks, Andrew. So I would urge everybody to follow public health advice. But ultimately, as was just being discussed, we were told that it's going to be more of a regional approach, a county approach, and instead it seems that Slough has been segregated from the rest of the country because we're the only local authority which has been completely misaligned with the wider region. I mean, there are areas around Slough which have very, very high rates, which have similar rates, but that they're in Tier 2. We've got areas of London which have even higher rates than us, and they're in Tier 2. So are
you saying Slough should be in Tier 2?
Well, what we're saying is that there needs to be less confusion and mixed messaging. There should have been clarity. There needed to be fairness and transparency in the system, that either we're following one system or we're following just whatever suits the government ministers at the time. And on this occasion, Andrew, there was no, in terms of involvement of either local leaders or MPs or public Department for Public Health directors, as was the case previously. So if the government's making decisions, there needs to be a very fair and transparent system.
So are you saying Slough's been treated unfairly?
Well, we have. If we look at what was just being discussed earlier by James and by by others, is that there was going to be a regional approach. Now, obviously, there is no regional approach because we are the only red dot in a sea of orange. If you look at it on a map, denoting various regions, and now what there needs to happen is that we need what the likes of me will be calling for is a greater business support package, because at the moment the business support package that there is insufficient.
But doesn't all the support come with Tier 3 in terms of getting more government support? Isn't Tier 3 where you want to be?
Well, Tier 3 may mean that the council gets more per head. It may mean that businesses get a little bit more, but that is the detrimental impact that there will be to businesses and then individuals, their lives and livelihoods will be a lot greater than the government is proposing. And I think that has been demonstrated by others in different parts of the country, whether it was up north, whether it was in certain parts of the country where they thought, well, look, it's all for, fine and dandy putting us into this tier, but that must come with the required level of support.
Right. So, like James Sunderland a moment or two ago, you're not very happy with how this rolls out in your own constituency. Will you support these measures when you vote in Parliament on Tuesday?
Well, what I'll be looking for is what support the government will be doing. So I'll be discussing it with my colleagues and making representations also to the opposition leader and the front bench to say, look, we need to fight for greater support for our areas. As, by the way, I'm not the only one in this boat. I think there are a lot of unhappy people out there, and others have also pointed out, I've seen when I was looking at this last night, that they're also not happy because the level of support for businesses and individuals is not sufficient, especially if you're in that Tier 3.
OK, Tan, thank you. Tan Desi is the Labour MP for Slough.